The Harrigans just walked out of prison and straight back into power. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. The biggest threat to this family isn't some rival gang standing outside their door. It's the people sitting at their own dinner table. By the end of this trailer, you'll understand why one character looks Conrad Harrigan dead in the eye and tells him his own family is falling apart from the inside. When Season 1 ended, everything looked broken. Conrad Harrigan, the man who built this criminal empire with his bare hands, got arrested and thrown behind bars. His wife Maeve went down with him. For a family that ran North London like their own personal kingdom, watching their leaders get locked up should have been the end of the story. Rival gangs were already circling, waiting for the empire to crumble so they could pick up the pieces. That's exactly where Season 1 left us. A family on its knees, its future hanging by a thread. Now Season 2 opens with a twist that changes everything. Conrad and Maeve are free again. They walked out of prison and straight back into business like nothing happened. On paper, this should feel like a victory. The king and queen are back on their throne, but the trailer makes it painfully clear. Freedom didn't fix anything. In fact, things have gotten worse. The problems that were already tearing this family apart before their arrest didn't go away while they were locked up. They grew. They multiplied. And now Conrad and Maeve are stepping back into a world that's far more dangerous than the one they left behind. This is where the real tension begins. Because in crime stories, coming back from prison usually means one of two things. Either you come back stronger, ready to crush everyone who tried to take your place, or you come back into a mess so big that even your own power can't fix it. Season 2 is teasing us with the second option, and that's what makes this so gripping to watch. We're not just watching a family fight outsiders anymore, we're watching a family that might not survive its own success. Here's the part of the trailer that really pulls you in. The Harrigans are struggling to look united. Think about that for a second. This isn't a family being attacked from outside and standing strong together. This is a family that can't even agree with each other anymore, while new rivals smell blood and start circling closer. Rising gangs see the cracks. They see Conrad and Maeve trying to hold everything together with tape and string, and they're moving in for the kill. This is smart storytelling because it flips what we expect from a crime drama. Usually the danger comes from a rival boss, a betrayal from an enemy, a war between two families fighting over territory. But here, the real danger might be sitting inside the Harrigan house itself. Loyalty inside the family is cracking. People who used to follow orders without question might now be asking themselves if Conrad still deserves to be followed. And once that kind of doubt creeps into a criminal family, it spreads fast. Because in this world, weakness gets noticed immediately. There's also a moment in the trailer where a character points out that even though the Harrigans still control North London, their business has clearly taken some serious hits recently. This single line tells us so much. It means their grip on power isn't as strong as it looks from the outside. They still have the name, the reputation, the fear factor. But underneath all that, the foundation is shaking. And when rivals figure that out, they won't wait around being polite. They'll strike exactly where the family is weakest. This is where the suspense really builds for the audience. We start asking questions naturally. Who exactly is threatening the Harrigans this season? Is it a brand new rival we haven't met yet? Or someone connected to the family who's finally had enough and decided to turn against them? The trailer doesn't give us a clear answer, and that's exactly the point. It wants us hooked, wondering, and counting down the days until September 18th to find out. Now, let's talk about the man caught in the middle of all this chaos. Harry Da Souza. If Conrad and Maeve are the head of this family, Harry is the one who has to hold everything together behind the scenes. He's the fixer. The guy who cleans up messes, smooths over conflicts, and makes problems disappear before they turn into disasters. But in this trailer, even Harry looks worried. And when the fixer himself looks nervous, you know something serious is coming. There's a moment where Harry speaks directly and honestly to Conrad, warning him that the family is in serious trouble, headed toward total collapse if things don't change. This isn't just a throwaway line. This is one of the most important moments in the entire trailer, because it tells us exactly how bad things have gotten. Harry isn't some outsider criticizing the family from a distance. He's loyal. He's inside the circle. He's spent his whole life protecting these people. So when even he starts sounding the alarm, it means the danger isn't coming from paranoia, it's real, and it's close. This creates an emotional pull for the audience too. We're not just watching powerful criminals fight for control, we're watching a man who genuinely cares about this family, trying desperately to stop them from destroying themselves and possibly failing. That's a story we can connect with on a human level, even if we've never lived anywhere near this world. Everyone understands what it feels like to watch someone you care about make choices that could ruin everything, and feeling powerless to stop it. And here's the tension that keeps building underneath all of this. Harry has to walk an incredibly difficult line. He has to stay loyal to Conrad and Maeve, the people who trust him completely. But at the same time, he has to deal with the reality that their decisions might be putting the entire family in danger. One wrong move, one bad piece of advice, one moment of hesitation, and everything could fall apart. This is the tightrope the trailer keeps hinting at, and it's exactly the kind of pressure that makes for gripping television. So where does all of this leave us heading into season 2? The Harrigans are free, but freedom hasn't brought them peace. It's brought them straight back into a storm that's only getting worse. Internally, the family can't agree on how to move forward. Externally, rival gangs are watching every crack, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. And standing in the middle of it all is Harry, trying to hold together a family that might be too far gone to save. This is exactly why the trailer works so well. It doesn't give us easy answers. It gives us questions that we can't stop thinking about. Will Conrad's aggressive approach save the family, or will it be the very thing that destroys them? Will Harry manage to keep everyone loyal, or will someone finally break away and turn against the people who raised him into this life? And who exactly are these rising rivals we keep hearing about? Are they a brand new threat? Or someone connected to the Harrigans' past finally coming back for revenge? These aren't small questions. They're the kind of questions that keep an audience coming back episode after episode, because every answer promises to bring even more chaos than before. The official description makes it clear that violence is going to spread into every part of these characters' lives this season. Nobody is going to be safe. Loyalty that once felt unbreakable is going to snap. And the fight for power is going to leave no room for mercy for anyone. Harry Da Souza has always been the quiet force holding the Harrigan Empire together. He's not the loudest voice in the room, and he's not the one throwing punches or pulling triggers when things get messy. His job is different, and in many ways, harder. He's the man who steps in after the damage is already done and finds a way to make it disappear. Bodies, secrets, enemies, mistakes. Harry cleans it all up so the family can keep standing. But this trailer shows us something we haven't really seen from him before. For the first time, Harry looks like a man who isn't sure he can fix what's coming. There's a specific moment that captures this perfectly. Harry stands in front of Conrad, and instead of offering solutions like he always does, he offers a warning. He tells Conrad, calmly but seriously, that the family is heading toward complete disaster. Think about what that really means coming from him specifically. This is a man who has spent years staring directly at chaos and finding a way through it every single time. He doesn't scare easily. He doesn't exaggerate problems for attention. So when Harry looks Conrad in the eye and says the family is falling apart, it hits differently than if anyone else said it. It feels like the truth, plain and simple, coming from the one person who has no reason to lie about it. What makes this even more interesting is the position Harry is stuck in. He's not just an employee who can walk away if things get too dangerous. He's tied to this family in a way that goes far beyond a job. He owes them loyalty. And loyalty in this world isn't something you can just cancel when the situation turns risky. But that loyalty is now being tested harder than ever because the people he's protecting are the same people making choices that could destroy everything. Conrad's aggressive behavior, the family's inability to stay united, the rivals closing in from every direction. Harry didn't create any of these problems, but he's the one expected to solve them anyway. This is where the story becomes genuinely gripping, because Harry is essentially trapped between two impossible outcomes. If he stays completely loyal and follows every order without pushing back, he risks going down with a family that seems determined to destroy itself. But if he speaks up too strongly, if he challenges Conrad's decisions or tries to take control of the situation himself, He risks being seen as a traitor by the very people who trusted him the most. There's no safe path here. Every choice Harry makes carries a cost, and the trailer makes it clear that this season is going to push him further than he's ever been pushed before. There's also something deeply human about watching a character like Harry struggle. Most of us have never lived anywhere near this world of crime and violence, but almost everyone understands what it feels like to be caught between loyalty and self-preservation. We've all had moments where we wanted to protect someone we cared about, even when their choices were putting everyone at risk. Harry's situation takes that very relatable feeling and turns up the pressure to an extreme level. He's not just worried about hurt feelings or a broken friendship, he's worried about survival, his own and everyone else's around him. The trailer doesn't tell us exactly how far Harry is willing to go this season. Will he keep trying to hold the family together no matter what it costs him personally? Or will there come a point where he finally has to choose himself over the people he's protected for so long? That uncertainty is exactly what makes his storyline so compelling to watch. We're not just wondering what will happen to the Harrigans as a family, we're wondering what will happen to the one man standing between them and total collapse, and whether his loyalty will end up saving them or destroying him in the process. When MobLand Season 2 premieres on September 18th, across 10 episodes, we're not just going to watch a crime family fighting to protect their empire from outside enemies. We're going to watch a family fighting to survive itself, and based on everything this trailer has shown us, that might turn out to be the most dangerous battle of all.